Okay, so today a beautiful journey begins. We're going to radiate peace and be of great service to our planet. The whole experiment is based on experiential learning, which is the process of making meaning from direct experience. It's not a coincidence that you ended up on this page, that you're watching this video at this very moment. Actually, it was your vibration that is enabling this interaction. You see, everything belongs. Everything is really part of who you are. Everything is synchronicity. And the time must come for you to start acting from the fulcrum that you are a spirit in flesh. Because we don't have a spirit, we are a spirit, and everything is connected. The illusion that our spirit and consciousness exist within our body is just an awareness we have created as a result of the perspective from where we have been taught to see this reality. But our spirit does not literally inhabit our body. Our body is the extension of the beingness that we are, of the consciousness that we are. I'm DJ Juan de la Luna, and indeed I have a lot to share with you. Since 1995, I have been passionately living this life from a very unique perspective. I have been walking a very particular path that today allows me to have something of real value to share with you. We're now entering a vibration that allows us to start remembering our long forgotten divine heritage. So by the end of this experiment, you will become a conduit of peace for the collective. But most importantly, in this series of videos and meditations, you will gradually be exposed to a complete new point of view, and you will undergo a transformation that will invite you to see yourself and this reality from a different, broader perspective. One from which you will see yourself as an unlimited creator on a playground of infinite possibilities. In a universe where the basis of life is freedom and the purpose of life is joy. So be open to play this game and fully participate in this experiment. Be open to see this reality from a different perspective. One that will not only invite you to express your highest potential in this life, but also one that will awaken a new sense of joy, belonging, abundance, unity, and a strong sense of passion and adventure. The fearless and limitless expression of who we truly are. So I'm going to share my story with you, so you can have a better understanding of how all of this came to be. I was born in a country that has been at war with itself for the past 50 years, Colombia. A beautiful country with beautiful people that have been yearning for peace and justice most of our lives. I was very fortunate to be born into a beautiful family. My mom is just a bundle of unconditional love. And my dad always pushed me to become the best I can be in whatever way I choose. He has always been an example of honesty, hard work, and compassion. He always gave me the best of the best, and I was a happy kid, full of dreams, of big dreams. As a teenager, I developed a strong hunger to understand the universe in which I lived. But I didn't believe in anything that could not be measured or proven through scientific method. My favorite subject was physics, and I was obsessed with the unexplainable. For example, the black holes of the universe and how a star 5 times the sun could implode into nothingness. And that was exactly what I believe about death. Death for me was like turning off a TV. The image goes to the center into a dot of light that simply fades into nothingness. So I was a biological being living inside a biological universe, at mercy of different forces and circumstances that I could not control, but I really wanted to understand. The basis for my truth was, got to see it to believe it. As a high school graduation gift, my dad and I restored this beautiful Pontiac convertible 1955. So imagine, I was the cool kid with the convertible, parties, friends, beautiful girls. I was having a lot of fun. I truly felt I was living like in a dream. I had this beautiful family, living this gorgeous home near a river with dogs and horses in the middle of this beautiful nature. I also used to fly paragliding, and it was simply amazing. I was a happy camper. And I know that it was exactly because of this deep appreciation and love that I used to have towards life, that one morning I had a spiritual revelation that changed my life forever. My consciousness folded into itself to show me the unity that everything is. It was a moment of crystalline clarity in which I was allowed to perceive that all paradox, all polarities, all dichotomies appear to be blended and harmonized. and everything seemed to proceed or emerge from the same single source, the consciousness that I am. There is no such thing as outside. It was a moment of disclosure, where I instantly understood the synchronicity of everything and how everything is the same one thing. In an instant, my blindfold was removed, and I was on the mountaintop, where I was presented with the radiance of my whole being. Throughout history, there has been many different techniques developed to seek such experiences. Meditation is the most common one, but this kind of revelation is more common than you think. It can happen spontaneously, in moments of great joy, luminous sense of belonging, ecstasy, or deep appreciation and love. That morning I was lit with possibilities. I had a clear vision where I saw the beautiful possibility of what Earth could be if humankind could see life through this lens. And this is where my adventure begins. I was never going to be the same again. And although in that moment I could not stop the tears of understanding, oneness, compassion, gratefulness, and wholeness of being, the road ahead was going to be a very bumpy ride. This was back in 1995. For a long time I felt alienated, unable to correlate what I knew to people around me and find ways to make it applicable on a day-to-day basis. I needed to understand what was happening to me. So I became an avid reader. I became obsessed with any kind of information that I believed had something to do with what was happening to me. I devoured books about metaphysics, alternative health, quantum physics, shamanism, paranormal, lucid dreaming, gurus, remote viewing, angels, religions, out-of-body experiences, self-help, spiritual practices, channeling, everything and anything that seemed would shed a light to my inner transformation. The need for me to understand, assimilate, transmit, and express what I knew became my sole interest, focus, and passion in my life. After a couple of years into my exploration, I noticed a basic common denominator that most significant spiritual lineages and traditions shared. And that was the idea that in order for the student to gain a spiritual understanding, it was absolutely essential to accept the complete unattachment to all human desire, the release of all need, and the trial of fire of the complete abandonment of all ego and material aspirations. And yes, today I can clearly see how this path will certainly get rid of all judgment and guide the individual to a place of unattachment, inner peace, belonging, oneness, and appreciation that will eventually awaken the recognition of who we truly are. Who are we kidding? It's a fact that this old approach towards spirituality certainly clashes with the action-oriented individual of our society and ends up confusing more than illuminating the spiritual path for the 20th century man and woman. Plus, it doesn't make sense anymore. If we're truly on the verge of a new rebirth, of a grand mass transformation of consciousness, a big change in society, well, doesn't it make sense that if it's going to happen on a grand scale, it should be an easy one? I'm talking about the never-ending sacrifice and complexity surrounding the understanding of our own spiritual nature. It almost seems as the remembrance of who we truly are runs contrary to our natural human desire for growth and expansion. Well, after almost 2 decades of intense spiritual exploration, today this is exactly what I have to offer. A concise, simple, up-to-date perspective for spiritual understanding and its application in our day-to-day, fast-paced, desire-driven society. And it does not matter if you have never meditated before, or the word spirituality is simply not part of your vocabulary. I will be presenting you with a different and simple perspective on how to achieve spiritual understanding. One based on desire, on being truthful to your heart and following your highest dreams, on the nurturing of joy, passion, and excitement. A perspective where there is no religion or dogma to be followed. There is no church or no one to worship but yourself. Whatever your beingness and natural vibration represents, who you truly are. Your uniqueness is the only temple that you have to explore and conquer. And you don't have to have any metaphysical idea or even be aware of the word spiritual to be living a spiritual life. Being spiritual is being truthful to who and what you are. Life purpose is joy, and our destiny is to be and experience the highest idea we can have of ourselves, following our excitement to the best of our ability. Because the sensation that we call joy, the sensation that we call excitement, is the frequency of the energy that represents our natural, true core, original self. Spirituality is being constantly connected to the essence of life itself, living and expressing your true self in everything you do. Abolishing the feeling of powerlessness when confronted with an unpredictable universe to which we have always thought we are a subject to. To engage this life fully as a conscious creator without any nausea or doubt or fear that clouds the creativity and joy that arises when we are being the true self and doing what we love with our life. Spirituality is not an ecstatic revelatory experience at the end of a journey. Instead, it is found in every step along the way. Because our destiny is the path. Our accomplishment is the now. Our true destination is the path we're constantly walking. Our true accomplishment is the full enjoyment and creative expression in the now. The complete satisfaction brought about by the constant unwrapping of the present that this present really is. Because this present, this now, is the only real thing that exists. When it has not been here, when it has not been now, it's all here, it's all now, it's all you. True spiritual understanding is a knowledge born from experience, a knowledge that comes from within. This is why music is my true vehicle of communication, and why this is an experiment, a journey, where for 13 days you will become the character of a story that will undergo a personal transformation born from experience. It's more physics than anything else. If you act from the perspective of it, you will generate an actual physical response in harmony with your greatest desires and wishes. And you can prove it all to yourself, and this is the key. You will experientially know that it works, and you will benefit from the creation of the realities you prefer. Why 13? Because transformation is really all about learning to become friends of our fears, to learn to transform them into tools and opportunities for growth and expansion. The fearless expression of who we truly are. And all you have to do to accomplish this is play. Just play along, have fun. Because in the end, the whole purpose of ascending, the whole purpose of enlightenment is the acceleration of our vibration, of our happiness, is to lighten up so we can fall in love with ourselves once again, and in the process with everything that surrounds us. And I'm not talking from the ego point of view, but from the conscious recognition of the wholeness of all that is and our true place in this universe. Because the time has come for us to know that waking up to physical reality is the most joyous thing we can do. Because physical reality is but an extension of the spirit that we are. And living life to the fullest is the most spiritual thing you can do. So, be willing to play the game. And I say journey because what I truly want to communicate cannot be expressed with words. And just as you need rules in any sport in order to be able to play and have fun, in this experiment, you, the character of the story, will be given 8 agreements. 8 agreements from where you will be invited to see this reality for the duration of the experiment. And this is my guarantee. If you play this game fully, you will be moved to tears of gratefulness, understanding, deep appreciation, unity, peace, compassion, and love. The first agreement is for you to find your place of perfect peace and be willing to look within yourself for the answers. Some people find it in the shower, others running, driving, painting, hearing music, yoga, the arts. Whenever you are completely immersed in the love of the moment, you're quieting your mind. You're eliminating duality within and opening the doors to your place of perfect peace, a conduit of communication with your higher self. But I'll talk about that in later videos. The most common and effective tool to accomplish this task is meditation. The second agreement is that during the duration of the experiment, you're going to see your world from the perspective that you are one with everything that surrounds you. Even if it's just an intellectual thought, you're going to acknowledge the interconnectedness between everything in your reality. You're going to act from the underlying understanding that reality is an integrated whole. This means you're going to treat your reality as you would like to be treated, just because reality is just an extension of you. So this first meditation is designed to guide you to that place of perfect peace and to the experiential understanding that you are one with everything that surrounds you. So scroll down and download the We Are One meditation. Be sure to read the guideline before you do it. It's a very powerful experience. If you have never meditated before and you have been wondering what meditation is all about, well, sit down, follow the instructions, listen to your heart, and you will know. 8:18 p.m. your time will be the magical time where we'll be coming together in meditation as a group consciousness, one slice after the other, until we create a powerful spin of peace vibration that will engulf the entirety of our planet. It is highly recommended that you do the We Are One meditation at least 2 times before the continuation of your journey. You will have 4 days to do this before you receive your next meditation that will greatly assist you in your personal relationships, because peace will always start with you. So if you want to feel the power of the collective, and believe me, it will make a big difference in your meditation if you do, 8:18 p.m. is your time to sit down and do the meditation. And once you do the meditation, come back to this wall and tell everyone about your experience. Let's share some ideas of unity. Let's encourage people to move forward. Let's create a powerful momentum for peace. Because who knows? We could be spinning ourselves into world peace.